Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Kind of a gloomy day around here, so I don't know. Um, I'm kind of recovering whenever I have to cut off an emotional vampire in my life. That's my topic today. Overcoming that, staying ahead of their games is really key for me because I see it coming and I might engage with that person. It's not like I'm really giving them a second chance to dig the knife in a little deeper or anything. It just, there's always hope. And especially when it's like somebody you're really close to or admire or whatever, you always want to give them the benefit of the doubt because we all have bad days. But I go back to patterns with these people and how people make me feel when I'm done interacting with them. Am I drained? Is it a good draining? Like when you work hard or you um, extend a lot of energy, like in texts or something, or a project with somebody, like, you know, that's not a bad draining of your energy. That's a productive one. So I was really thinking this last day, I've been really thinking just keeping ahead of the emotional manipulator. And, we can always question ourselves like, why are these people acting like that? Is it out of cruelty? Is it uh, like they have a fake personification, like they're a fake smile, and I don't know, there was a little more I was gonna say there. I'm sure I'll get back. Just a minute here. I'm just chatting with everybody. It's nothing pressing. I'm not trying to do anything or promote myself or anything. I'm just talking to people. Usually you're a little bit younger, and I've really studied the human psyche a lot and a lot of other things. So maybe I can ease somebody's sense of, um, like the whys. You're never really going to be able to answer the whys. Somebody would do the weird things that they do in the world because, everybody's different too. But, just a bit. I'll think of what I was gonna be saying here. Maybe. Excuse me. Um, it's painful. It is. But I turn my pain into productive things. I don't get into bouts of depression so deep. Like I see a lot of people just deep dive into depression. Um, And I know it's painful, and I know, of course, we feel sorry for ourselves. A lot of times that's the only one that's going to, but when you go overboard with that and it becomes a weapon to tyrannize other people. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. Just a minute. uh, could be their own insecurities, whatever it is. The fact is, just these emotional manipulators benefit somehow from taking from you or belittling or ignoring or the push-pull tactics, their patterns like that. So I don't know. Just like I say, I'm just chatting today about what's on my mind. I mean, I'm getting over it, but I I'm actually just I hurt my back the other day too. I didn't really say much to anything and then to anybody, and then I um waited a day. I stayed off it, my feet, and that did help. But then the next day I really pushed myself and I probably shouldn't have. I think I hurt it just lifting a laundry basket, to be quite honest. I might have twisted the wrong way, or this was a few months back. I was listening to somebody that I trusted that was doing a yoga move, and I was familiar with the move too. But just by doing it, I had um, uh, startled a nerve where I had got smashed by the horse. So, I mean, I'm sure my nerve endings on the end of my ligaments and tendons aren't in the same spot they were before I got squished. So doing that move took me out of sync a little bit, and I've been fighting to get it back, and it's doing okay, but could be better. It's still a little sore, and I'm really gonna really watch that I don't push myself too hard like that. So, I mean, I got a lot of stuff to do around here today, but I'm sitting anyway. So I take some time to talk about getting over the emotional burden um, of extending my emotions to people that don't honor them. So, boy, that was a weird light change. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, but yeah. I actually even expected it because it's happened before so many times between me and this person. So, I mean, it's like, um, but once I take my trust away, it's not coming back. It would take a freaking miracle, and I don't see that in their future. So, um, I have to worry about myself, and that's the bottom line. It really is. And I don't know. It's sort of hard and it's sort of not hard. I've lost so many people, or they've lost me, whichever way we want to look at it. But not seeing eye to eye with a person that our attitudes in life are so vast that there is no connection in between there to bridge that void. Just too different for me to even be able to relate to, because I don't do people like they do. I wouldn't even dream of it, and they must scheme and dream, and or maybe it's all spur of the moment, just having a fun time playing with other people. I don't know what. And it could be, various people doing various things, but if they're hurting you, you have to make a decision if they're worth having in your life. So I didn't want to take the time right now this week. I've got to take some time for myself instead of like I want to do a video with Occult Examiner big time. I need a week to get myself a little more sound. Um, so if we're talking about heavy topics, I can go in deep and not feel overwhelmed, or feel like I want to escape, because I'll do that. If I got upset, I just And I'm not going to do that to you. I'm just saying that's what I feel like doing. Well, I might if it got nasty, I would, but I don't expect that. But I still need this week to emotionally recover as a mom and keep being the beast that I am and the warrior that they made out of me that I never wanted to be. So as long as I just keep that part of myself going, I'm gonna be okay. But you know, anyway. So I'll feel better when I get some things done around my house that it's not that I neglected them, I got behind. Even being injured put me behind in a lot of things. So to take every bit of my energy is like precious, you know? So I have to be that way. So please be understanding with that. And I give you my word, we're going to get together and talk, and I'm sure it will be nice, you know. Probably uh, enlightening for both of us, I do believe, you know. So, yeah, vampires. When you're young and you're around that, if you're not like that yourself, you know you're different, but it doesn't really hit you like that, how different you really are until, like, and then you're out in the world as an adult, young adult or whatever, and people are still acting like that. Like, half shady, but not shady, you know? Well, which are you? Are you full blown shady and hiding it? Because I don't see that there's a separation with that. You know, like, like how do people act when they're not behind the camera? You know, how do they act when they're not doing their selfies, and what do they look like then? You know, all these questions. Anyway, cheers. It's disheartening. It is. If it was just like a couple people or something, I could deal with it. But when everybody's used like that, then after a while, a person starts thinking, hey, there's something going on here. And it involves me because if I'm not like that and everybody I'm encountering is, it's getting pretty obvious to me that I'm way different than most people that I run across. And I won't join in ways of people like in groups or nothing. I don't join in things like that because that's giving a part of myself to something as a group. That involves bunches of people, and I'm too selective for that. I want small groups of people around me that have their shit together and nothing else. You know, really. I don't mind large groups, don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid to go out in public or be around thousands of people or even get on a stage in front of thousands of people or whatever. That doesn't bother me. It used to. It used to scare the shit out of me, but no, not anymore. So it's not that. It's not fear of being in front of people, at all. you know, it's just who are they? you know. So I remember, I don't know if it was acting class or it might have been some kind of play or something. I would maybe playing an instrument or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. Something in my childhood, one of the first times, could have been in choir in church. I can't remember what it was. No, it wasn't church, I don't think. Somebody told me, just imagine everybody in the audience naked. And I'm thinking, well, that made it even worse in a sense. Oh, shit, you don't tell that to a kid, you know? In an odd way, it did help me because it brought their humanity to my understanding before I did whatever I was doing at that time. I don't know. But yeah. One time I modeled for a catalog that used to be called Wards. It was like Sears and Roebuck's. I um did some winter clothing for them, and we had a runway presentation in this um Prudential building. It was an insurance company building with a great big convention center and a stage and auditorium and all that stuff. But it was the weirdest thing because I wonder if they were shopping for clothes or children. That's now I think like that. It's like this great big auditorium and hardly anybody was in there. Still, to this day, and I was 12, it was like the weirdest thing. And it probably was Dark Cabal connected, of course, because most of the things that they tried to guide me into or lead me into were all conditioning for their benefit, you know. That's how they work together, even with their own kids, even if I wasn't adopted. Um, you have to really have some suck power with the Dark Cabal to make your way through there. You have to be a really um, backhanded uh, piece of crap in order to excel in there. It's a fact. So, and I know that because my adopted parents excelled and I watched how they did it, you know. Talk about emotional vampires. But like I say, when I was young, I didn't understand what that was like, or even like if not if when one of my parents would demean somebody right to their face in front of a group or whatever. Just weird things that people don't normally do. Um, I knew it was wrong, even when I was a kid. It's like, holy shit. And then they call these people their friends or their acquaintances or whatever. And people still act like that out there, like there's nothing abnormal at all. Um, like people, hey dog, or, you know, even brah, like meaning uninformed or unintelligent or, things that people will say. I had a granddaughter call me bro, dude. I'm like, no, dude, this is grandma. You don't call me a dude, not your bro. I know it's their language, but whatever. No, no way. Unacceptable. you know, Dog. I could have said that back. Oh, that would have been wicked. Yeah. If you're watching, young lady, I could have been like that too. How would how would that have been if I treat people like they treat me unknowingly? you know, or intentional to see how far that's going to go. I had one of my kids try and use my first name as addressing me with my, if I'm just Barb to you, then you're not my kid, you know. Thought it was funny in front of his friends, you know. My youngest one did that. I think he thought it was funny too because this is a true story. I'll tell you this. I mean, it doesn't make it true the reason why, but it just seems odd, this whole thing. I'll tell you real quick. Um, my ex-father-in-law woke up in the middle of the night calling his ex's name in the bed of his new wife. And so I had told his son when I kicked him out, should go find somebody with my same name so when you wake up calling it, she won't know the difference. Oh, and now they call her Barb number 2. That's wild. And it was after my sons had spent not long, but too long in their house calling her Barb, their stepmom. Daddy tried to call me Barb like that, thinking it was funny. It wasn't funny. But isn't that funny that he has another Barb? Oh, it's funny to me. Anyway, yeah, pretty weird. Actually, I was going to go in and talk about their bloodlines and their heritages. I'm going to do that another day. I have a shocker for my sons that they don't know about themselves, but I'm going to leave them hanging on that one for a while because they both have great big fat heads and they're prejudiced. And when they find out the bomb, um, it's going to be devastating. Yes. So here's to future plans with people that have messed with me. It's not retaliation. I'm actually waiting for a better time um, for them to get settled. I think one just got out of prison. If he is, I don't know. Will not allow either of them to have contact to my ears ever again or in person. I don't care. I don't want it around me. So, but, and the other ones, maybe still homeless. I don't know. So, he had the opportunity to come here and make a part of this life too and inherit land or have a little place or it's these people, both of them do not care about working for anything for themselves. They want everything given to them, usually by women because they're good looking guys, you know, and like their dad, users. I'll just say it like it is, whatever. Not just emotional vampires, like full out would probably chew your neck out if they didn't get their way. That vicious. I'm not playing either. It's not even close to a joke. Mix me with something so evil I have no words to describe. And ugh, the outcome isn't pretty. Well, I mean they look good, but that's all there is, you know. And when that's gone, they'll have nothing of substance. Anyway, Yes, I talk about personal things. Who cares, you know? Like, I'm gonna give a shit what somebody, like, if they used to shoot drugs up in their arms or were out on the street or um, maybe their mom raped them or, whatever. Like, I'm gonna worry about somebody else or their relative is a junkie or, and if I talk about like one of mine being something like that, who really cares? It's not me, it's not you. Um, so if I'm talking about people in my life personally, if they have an issue with it, they can confront it. I don't argue with people. I mean, they're gonna do and be and say what they want to do. Um, it's just whether or not I want to be around it, you know? And I've been around a lot of weird stuff. But I know everybody has their own issues, and most people have skeletons that they're worried about. Once you don't worry about all that, you're not going to give a shit. Somebody will say, well, I heard this and I heard that. And I'd be like, you want me to tell you more? I'll tell you it. What do you want to know? You know? So that's why I talk about personal things. A lot of people are like, leave your personal stuff off the internet. Why? I'm a human being. You're a human being. Do you have a problem with human issues on this planet that should be addressed and discussed like adults in an emotionally stable way so we can bring understanding to other people that are suffering from these same type of illnesses in our families? No, I'm not going to be quiet. That's what I'm here for. So you won't be quiet either. Oh, the family secret. Like somebody's cousin is actually like the dot let me see, had a baby from her father or whatever, which is actually a real thing in a family that I distanced myself from. Um, some weird things. I'm still trying to think of um, my ex's grandparents' names. I just can't. I know I heard them long ago, but I can't even. Somebody was asking me. It was concerning ancestry and stuff, and I just can't remember. You're gonna have to call dipshit and ask him. He'll know more about his grandpa and grandma. So, yeah, but I don't remember them. Just remember hearing some really horrific stories and, you know, how the father made a baby with the daughter and they moved to Florida and just weird, weird things. Could you imagine that? That's the most awful thing for that girl, that woman. That is horrific. I know another lady. Oh, this is so awful. I'll tell you this really quick. She had been raped by her brother and had a son. And when the son found out, I think he, really nice guy. When he found out, he must have been about 12, I think, he tried drinking gasoline to kill himself. Mm, poor guy. This is I'm going to tell you a dark cabal attitude towards something like that and how these people act in public. So this kid I'm talking about was we had broke down on the side of the road. He was nice enough to stop. He recognized our car. He was with somebody else. And Doug said to this kid, about 18 at the time, maybe 19, "Aren't you the one that your uncle is your dad and you drank gasoline?" He said that to that kid as the kid was helping us. That's how they take that knife and yeah. Um, any secret I had that I had shared with my ex or this one or whatever has been used against me in the most heinous ways. Things that I didn't do to myself, things that I was a victim of. They re-victimized me with that pain. And that's sick, but that's what they do. Talk about vampire. That's the nature of the beast. That's not normal, you know? But, and no, these people were not like that. When I first met them, they didn't show me that side of them, and I didn't recognize it. And being conditioned when I was a kid, I was conditioned not to see the things that were dangerous emotionally, you know? And that's a major part of human relations and communicating with people is being able to trust them, you know? If you can't trust somebody, there's no love there, you know? So that's some pretty heavy stuff, huh? Okay, I'm gonna leave it on that. I just wanted to say hi to everybody and talk about that vampiristic stuff that is too prevalent on our planet, and we have to recognize it and protect ourselves from it because and not waste your time, not waste my time with people that are um lacking emotions, you know. I passed around a meme that said, like something like I'm really funny and nice once you get past my 19 walls that I've put up, which isn't quite true. In a sense it is, but not really, you know. But yeah, I'm learning how to protect myself in a lot of ways, not just physically. So, okay, everybody, have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.